All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and the Son, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone, Ruel. Peace and salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This your brother Tazim Bar coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. And what you see here, man, this took place this weekend as the brothers when we was on the highways and hedges, we had the camp split and I took this picture. And what you see here is nothing but some Agent Baraka tours, man. Cause we already know through the spirit that Black Panther movement is fully infiltrated, man. They made a movie earlier this year off the Fred Hampton, the Black Messiah, man, showing that this shit is infiltrated. And what you see here, man, you see the black woman leading the pack. She's the sergeant, as they say, because you had this guy right here at the back, him right here. He came up to the other brother over here on our side with us and asked him the sergeant wanted to speak with you. You know, just doing a bunch of Agent Baraka tour stuff just to, you know what I'm saying, try to throw brothers off, trying to get him to join their little movement. But we already know this is of man. Look at these. Look at them. This is of man. Brought the brothers out here teaching, man. Put the true gospel. You had what? The ways of Satan come on the mist, man. But we already know this is nothing but Agent Baraka tours. This is nothing but a setup, man. And we're not, hey, man, we know this is nothing but Satan. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. So this is nothing but a device of Satan, man. This is Satan minions coming up while brothers out there pushing that gospel, man. And through the spirit, man, we've been noticing as me and the brother Ashiar and the other like-minded brothers, we've been noticing how, like, when we go teach, we've been seeing a bunch of Moors people walk around downtown Charlotte with their flags. Now we're seeing this. And then it's funny how they posted up right between in the middle of us, man. They did this. They posted up in between us as we are here teaching, man. And right in the middle of us and did they Black Panther stuff and all that crap. Just to cause nothing but confusion, man. That's all it was. But we know through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah, hey, this council is of man and it's going to fall, man. It's already falling through the spirit. And I wanted to go back because we done videos on this, man, how these agents are always been set up through the spirit, man. And I'm going to play this video and I'm going to bring some scriptures out as well. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah.
In the summer of 1978, I interviewed a man who worked as an informer for the FBI during the 1960s. His name is Darthard Perry, also known as Ed Riggs, also known as Bill Perry, also known as Othello.
How were you paid?
The pay was always in cash. Cash, and you would sign a card. It would go like this. A rendezvous or a drop-off point would be picked out either by yourself or the agent. You would meet the agent there. Usually it would be in a vehicle. You get in the vehicle, he would hand you the money. He would tell you first to count the money. He would tell you the amount while you counted it. If the amount was there, he would then bring out a card. On that card would be for the week of such and such. In other words, the week was dated. So-and-so has been paid the amount of. Then you would sign the card, and then the agent would sign the card. The reason for this is that if all of a sudden the IRS became very interested about where you were getting all this extra money from, you could always tell them to go back to the Bureau, and the Bureau would have your cards on file.
I see.
And this, hey, he said on a week of such and such, this is out of nowhere, they chose a week to come down in the midst where we at teaching and post up, man. You see, he just exposed that how they are when they getting paid. They got certain things they got to do to get that money. They got to go around and try to infiltrate and try to do that little co and pro tail and try to be amongst the brothers so it can make so if something bad happen like a false flag or something crazy. They can try to link us all together, man. Because you got to understand, we ain't that Rex 84, that Project Megiddo, it links all these groups together, man. Even with the Brotherhood, man, the Israelites, they call it the Black Hebrew Israelites, but it links all these groups together. And why you think they're trying to be amongst us, around us, so if something go off, they try to link us all together, man. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. And let's because they, like you said, they getting paid. They get paid to do this, man. Real quick, they getting the bribes, right? Real quick, the book of Amos 5. And verse 12, for I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just and take a bribe, man. That's what they do. They afflict the just and take a bribe, man. They get paid to set up these snares and traps for Jake, man. They infiltrate, man. So Esau Edom can come down amongst the brotherhood, man. But it's nothing new under the sun, man. This is like you go in the book of Jude, these niggas are ordained from this kind of nation. They was ordained to be wicked 2/3 niggas, man. Let me read it again. Amos 5 and 12. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just. They take a bribe. They turn aside the poor in the gate from the right. And that's what they do, man. They turn aside the poor from the gate from the right. Who's the right, man? The men of the Lord, man, the righteous, man. The ones on the highways and hedges that's proclaiming the victory through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai, chanting down this damn society through the scriptures, tearing down strongholds. They trying to keep you in that state of being asleep, man. They trying to keep you far from your power. That's why Esau Edom set up these 2/3 niggas, man. He set up these guys like Othello, whatever his name is, these niggas right here to infiltrate and to bring forth confusion, man.
Were there such things as bonuses?
Oh, yes.
What were they paid for?
Bonuses were paid for, suppose while you were meeting with, or you were at a meeting with Bobby Seals, Chulai of the Red Army happened to come to the meeting too, which is something which would be a new development. That's bonus time.
In other words, a hot piece of information.
Hot piece, very hot piece.
Did you ever suffer pangs of conscience?
Quite a few times. Quite a few times. I still suffer pains of conscience. I suffer from the fact that a lot of people trusted me and I misused that trust. I suffer from the fact that a lot of information that I gave out was the undoing of certain groups or certain people. I suffer from the fact that I'm on the run constantly.
He suffered for the fact that he fucked up. And his ass gonna get judged just like 2/3 of these niggas, man. These wicked ass niggas real quick. Because he said the trust. That's why you got to be circumspect, man. That's why even when he tried to come over there, they try to come over and talk to the brother. I told the brother, just stay focused, man. Because that's what they do. They try to come in and humble and act like they're your friend, but at the same time, they're trying to get you caught up in the snares and traps that this devil has played out, man. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 7. If thou wouldst to get a friend, prove him first and be not haste to credit him, man. So when you coming into something like a movement, which we're not a movement, we're just to move through the spirit of the Lord, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Hey, he said, if thou gettest a friend, prove him first and be not hasty to credit him, man. So there's different things you got to go through with that man to see if he's really sincere, man. Because if you watch that Fred Hampton movie, you can clearly see that man was moving suspect with a lot of things, man, but he wasn't getting called out on it. He was doing things right on time where he wouldn't get caught, man. But through the spirit of the Lord, man, he always wings out the niggas that ain't right, man. The niggas that ain't right, they had their own things and intentions they wanted to do behind the scenes. The Most High always wean them guys out because it ain't the spirit of the Lord, man. You can't wean the spirit, man, especially here in the truth, man. Even though we know we probably got some agents amongst the midst, but that's written as well, man. When the Most High is going to do what he's going to expose them when time is due, man. Verse 8, for some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And that's what you see, man, especially when you watch that movie, man. He set it up where Fred Hampton got killed. And when you see that about to take place here soon, a lot of these damn 2/3 niggas that's amongst these camps, they're going to set up these snares and traps where Jack going to get hemmed up and all that. But we understand that's part of the prophecy, man. We understand that's part of the walk. That's part of the testimony of Yahweh Shai, man. We already understood we was going to get betrayed by families and friends, even those amongst the circumcision. That's part of the testimony, man. That's why you got to be what? You got to be circumspect. Verse 9. Sirach 6 and 9. For there is a friend who is being turned to enmity and strife discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. So some people will be with you just to get some gain or prosperity off of your ass, man, to get some clout off of you. But at the end of the day, when you start catching that hell on affliction, they'll turn aside on you, man. And that's what a lot of these agent provocateurs is set up to do, man. They set up to get information from you, man. They set up to act like they cool with you and they love you and all that bullshit. But at the same time, they set up to get you destroyed. And that's why you gotta be circumspect when you out here on the highways and hedges. You gotta be circumspect on your walk, because a lot of these damn agents is out. It's agent season, man. Especially the time we living in.
I have no real life to speak of.
You have no family life, really? You have a wife?
No, I don't have a wife. I do have a child. I can't see her that often. I have to stay away from them because once I come around, the Bureau shows up and harassment starts. I have very few close personal friends, no one to really confide in. It's like being on the outside of a glass jar and everything is happening inside the jar, but you're on the outside. You can see it happening, but you can't participate.
Why have you decided to talk to me?
For the simple reason, I think this information should be getting out, should be put out to the public. I think not only black people, but everyone should become aware of what your so-called law enforcement agencies do to so-called enforce the law.
That's why we said we got to be circumspect, man. He like he said, the law enforcement, the agencies, these agencies were set up to keep Jake in a state of confusion. Real quick, this is USA Today fact check. It says Hoover labeled Black Panther's biggest threat among black extremist groups in 1969. Why do you think he labeled us the biggest threat? Because especially Tribe of Judah, because he didn't want Jake rising up and coming back to who they was, man. So he had to keep Jake in that dumbed down, docile state of mind. So if Jake start rising up and coming and start getting together, thinking that's troubling Esau, because he understands that, hey, they're gonna try to come against us and attack us, man. That's what troubles Esau. Esau don't want that truth coming out, man, because then he knows that his end is near, which he sees now. This is why he's trying to bring forth the Black Panther movies with the Moors and all this madness and a bunch of confusion, especially that stuff that took place up in I think in New York, upstate New York, with the Moors shooting with the cops. A bunch of confusion so he can put Jake in that light of being a terrorist, man. And it said the claim as FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover said Negro unity was the greatest threat to the USA, to the U.S. That's what it is. It's a threat. They look at Jake as a threat. This is why they set up the drugs, and this is why they set up a black culture. This is why they set up hip hop music, all that bullshit that keep Jake distracted from coming back to Yahweh Shem Al Shai. This is why they set up all these damn groups and then false ass leaders, man, with the cult of personalities, so Jake would be a distracted, even amongst the circumcision with the ISBK, the IUIC. A lot of these guys, man, the Sakari group, a lot of these guys are set up through the spirit to keep Jake from getting the word. Which really that stumbling block the Lord set up, man, that King David prayed for. But he using who? The sword, Esau, Edom, to get everything back lined up, man. To get everything lined up through the spirit, man. That's why you got to be circumspect in these last days, man. Real quick, this is the book of Ephesians 4 and verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men, cunning and craftiness, whereby they lie and wait to deceive. And that's what you see with a lot of these group, man. A lot of these group, they lie, wait, and to deceive. They're not sincere. They're trying to set Jake up. They're trying to keep you asleep, calling you black. That black is a void of light, man. A void of light. And that's what 2/3 of Jake is. They are black because they're void of light, man. They are void of Yahweh Shai, that true understanding, that wisdom. It says that but speaking the truth, let me read it again, Ephesians 4 and 14, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, man. All these other winds of doctrine, man, being a Muslim, a Moor, goddamn Buddhism, all this Christianity, all this bullshit, man. All these things are set up to keep you distracted and keep you from your power. The Black Panther, all these movements is set up to keep you from your power, man. It said by the sleight of men, cunning craftiness, man. All these church pastors, all these so-called leaders are set up through Esau Edom, man. And they set up to keep you from Yahweh Shai, man. It said it said whereby they lie and wait to deceive, because they're deceiving you, man. Because if they were sincerely and true, they'll tell you who you are. They'll bring you back to the scriptures, man. They want you to get built up through the scriptures, but they telling you you're black. They're telling us build a military, let's try to get military guns and all this shit. The same shit you heard from that dude, Grandmaster Jay. Where the hell is he at, man? Showing he was set up. Grandmaster Jay, man, with the We Not Fucking Around coalition, whatever the hell that shit was called. Bunch of bullshit that was set up. Where he's at? He's off the scene now, but they won't tell you that he was set up trying to run president a couple years back, man. Come on, man. All these guys are set up, man. All these guys are set up. They're not sincere. The Most High ain't call them, man. Let's finish a little more on this.
Because between you, myself, and the audience, I've seen more felons in law enforcement than I have in prison.
Many would say, well, look, you yourself just got through saying that the DLA was involved in criminal activity. What's wrong with wanting to put them in prison? How would you answer them?
I would answer them this way. First off, we have to understand why they did what they did. But I'm not even gonna go off into that psychological hoo-ha. What I'm gonna say is, when you become just as bad as the people that you go after, then there's nothing gained and a whole lot lost.
You also were active in the infiltration of many cultural groups. Before we go into that step by step, how much research and study did the FBI engage in of black culture in the late 60s?
A great amount.
Give me an idea.
From the thing is, I can. They have a file on every type of magazine that blacks read. They have a file on the music. Music, dance, theater, actors, comedians, you name it, man.
And they would actually study these?
That's why we said be circumspect, man, because Esau Edom is watching, man. So he's watching. That means he's listening to the calls. He's listening to you set your videos up. He's watching you, man. That's why you have to be circumspect. Real quick, for Ephesians 5 and verse 14. Therefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, man. Like it says, man, now is the high time to wake up out of sleep, man. Because this is the time you need to wake the hell up. Because Esau about to come down with great wrath, man. You hear how they set up to infiltrate Jake. Because they watching your every move, man. It says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest and rise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light, man. It's time to rise out of that dead state, man. Out of that dead state, or that way of thinking here in Babylon the Great, man. They said Mashiach should give thee light, man. What's that light? That wisdom, knowledge, understanding, man. What's going to guide us in these last days? That Isaiah 33 and 6 that's going to keep our head on the swivel when this shit's got to get crazy out here, man. Because it's about to get fucking crazy real soon out here. It says, seeing then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, man. It's time that you walk circumspect, man. Look around. Look to your goings, man. Make sure you're on point. Make sure you ain't doing nothing that's gonna bring blame to the ministry, man. Make sure you doing what you're supposed to do. That's upholding yourself in a righteous state and kingdom minded in these last days, man. Not walking as fools, man. Like the scriptures say, man, the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide himself. How do he hide himself? Within these scriptures, man. He said, but the simple pass on and are punished. The simple are the 2/3 niggas, man. Like you see, they're trying to set up these Black Panther parties and bullshit like that. They're not coming in the spirit of the Lord, man. They're as fools, man. He said, but it's wise. You got to be wise in these last days, man. You got to be wise and understand that Esau Edom has a lot of things and agendas that he's about to do and try to blame you, man. Like the scriptures say, the accuser of our brother, man. Revelation 12 and 10. Esau's the accuser of our brother. He always trying to put Jake in that negative light so he'd be justified of rolling on Jake. So we have to do what? Make sure we doing right according to the ministry and make sure the ministry don't get blamed, man. We already know that Esau Edom's gonna come down with great wrath, but we don't need to be out here trying to be out here to force the hand. Real quick, Ephesians 5 and 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. This is the time you're redeeming the times. When you see shit like this, This is the time you need to be redeeming the times because the day are evil, man. But the times we living in, then you see this shit pop up out of nowhere. You don't think that this devil has some type of false flag or anything that he has planned that he wants to blame the ministry? You damn right he do, man. That's why you gotta be what? You gotta be circumspect, man. You gotta be circumspect. Wherefore be ye not unwise and understanding what the will of the Lord is. So you gotta have that wisdom, knowledge, understanding of what the will of the Lord is, man. The will of the Lord is to what? To destroy this place, man. But we understand through what? Through much tribulation. We'll get the kingdom of heaven, roughly paraphrased. So we're gonna go through a lot of hard shit. We're gonna go through some shit. We're gonna get blamed. We're gonna look like the bad guys and all that, but we gotta be circumspect to see the shit before it hit. You gotta be circumspect and see it, man. And don't just be as a fool and not act like you don't see what the shit's how the shit's about to play out. You can see it, man. You can see Esau Edom's about to do something crazy and try to blame the brotherhood, man. That's why you gotta be circumspect, man. I'm gonna play a little more of this and I'm gonna close it out.
Oh yes. Oh yes, definitely.
What would they do with music?
To understand the people, you have to understand the culture. To infiltrate, you have to understand.
And that's what he do. Real quick, he said to understand the people, you gotta understand the culture. So he understands you. So what he's doing is keeping you far from your power, man. Isaiah 59:2. Boy, your iniquities have separated between you and your power. Your sins have hid his face from you that he will not hear you. So Esau Edom set up all the black culture, this drug dealing lifestyle, this thug, this diva bullshit to keep Jake from his power, man. That's why he sets up all these false ass leaders to keep you far from your power, man. And they said your hands are defiled with blood and your fingers with iniquity, man. Because when the Most High come back, he will cry which is past, man. All these false leaders, all these false camps, all these agent provocateurs that's lurking around Israel amongst the circumcision. The Most High is gonna require that blood, man. Because you leading the sheep astray, following these false ass groups and these false ass movements that's set up by the devil, man. It said your lips have spoken lies, your tongue have muttered perverseness, man. And that's what you see, man. Us pick up guns and fight against the white man, which is his blessing. Bullshit like that, man. Us set up our own communities, man. Let's buy 9 acres of land and set up our own communities. For what? This place is gonna be destroyed, man. That's for perverseness, man. Why the hell are you teaching that Babylon get destroyed but set up a community? That's fucking backwards as hell, man. A lot of camps is doing stupid shit like that, man. It says none call for justice or any plea for truth. And these damn fucking Black Panther, Moorish and all them, they're not calling for true justice, man. None of them pleaded for truth, man. They're setting up their own righteousness, man. That's not coming through the scriptures, man. It said they trust in vanity and speak lies. They trust in vanity. They're trusting in something that's about to fall. You putting your trust in this system, which is vanity. It's not going to lead to nothing. This system is on its way out of here. The Spirit of the Lord is condemning this place. And who's using his men. And you can see it, man. It said, and speak lies. This whole system is set up through lies, man. It said they converse mischief and bring forth iniquity. They hatch cocktrace eggs and weave with spider webs. He that eateth of their eggs dieth, and that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper, man. So they setting up these snares and traps where you're gonna get trapped in, man. Where you not gonna be able to get out of, man. The spider webs, man, getting caught up in this man's system, man. Come on, man. This place is done. This place is out of here, man. That's why you got to be circumspect and be in the spirit and understand what times you living in instead of walking around as a damn fool trying to join some damn fucking Black Panthers and all that bullshit. And that shit is infiltrated. Damn movie just came out, showed you that shit is infiltrated. Real quick, Acts 5:38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and leave them alone. You need to leave these damn guys alone, man. Separate yourself from these damn Black Panthers and the Moorish and all that bullshit, man. That ain't of the Lord. It says, for if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. And you already know through the spirit, the movie came out where the shit failed, where the shit is fucking infiltrated. You got a woman walk around as Sarge, man. Come on, man. Jake's so goddamn simple, man. It said, but if it be of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it. And that's what you're seeing. If it's the spirit of the Lord, you can't overthrow it, man. Yeah, you got your agents that come in and wiggle their way in, but the Most High cast their ass out, man. You can't overthrow the spirit of the Lord. This is the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah that's condemning this place and using his men to chant this place down through the spirit, and it's tearing down these strongholds. This is why you see the society is on its way up, man. But we already know, hey, where's the word is, Satan is in the midst. We already understand that Satan doing what he's drawing for his minions so he can do for it, try to blame the ministry, man. But we just got to keep our eyes single on that what? On that prize, man. And that prize is what? Getting salvation, getting the hell out of here, man. And it said, at least you be happy and found even to fight against Yahweh. And that's what you see, man. They're trying to fight it. They're trying to kick against the pricks, man. Which is going to lead to them getting destroyed at the end of the day, man. And we see that shit taking place. A lot of these false-ass camps, a lot of these false-ass movements, they're going to get infiltrated. They already infiltrated, and they set up through Esau Edom, man, to get destroyed, man. I play a little bit of this, and I end it out.
You had a lot of so-called white liberals that were infiltrating the so-called black groups using the information that they had gathered from the studies of blacks.
You mean just to understand the behavior pattern of our people?
Oh yeah, I can, Will Heaton could name out some jams of Miles Davis that I hadn't even heard of. He could name off some books that I hadn't even read pertaining to black culture.
Did you ever see agents actually studying the music of...
Yes. I've seen them going over even video portion of cultural events.
Hey, be circumspect. This devil's he's doing some things behind the scenes, man. That sleight of hand. So be circumspect, man. Because these agents, even though he's an old agent, there's somebody else in his spot that's out here doing the same damn thing, even amongst the circumcision. That's why we got to be circumspect, man. Be wise as serpents and harmless as a dove, man. And leave no blame to the ministry, man. Because, hey, this devil has some tricks up his sleeve. And especially with that deep fake, he got some stuff that he's going to do. But at the same time, through the Spirit of the Lord, we understand that this prophecy and it's the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So I'm going to say, call Haloyim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone, rule well. Peace and salutation, all the Akim pushing this truth with our righteousness and sincerity. Shalom.